Hello. Welcome to a surprise episode of The Accidental Activist. I'm Chanda Masta, your host. And since this is an impromptu, we are covering for Brave New Future tonight, who's out for personal reasons. Amber will be back next Friday. And I know that she's really excited to bring the show she's been working on to you guys. So tonight, Oz and I are going to kick it. And we're just going to talk about the Friday and, the whole apocalypse. The world's coming to an end. Oz, how you doing? I feel like I smoked 3 states.
Oh well, other than my sinuses are on fire from breathing all the smoke in, my eyes are burning, and I've got this new toy. I make us disappear and reappear here. We're just like spooky. We're poltergeists here. So
I kind of
that's.
like that.
Let me know, everybody, if you like us sliding in from the left, sliding in from the right, or just appearing out of thin air. So. There we go. Anyway.
Welcome, chat. I see you got a lot of you guys hanging out in there. Yay! I'm excited to see you for Friday night. Wow,
Jesus.
There's so much to talk about.
Jesus.
Yeah, Jesus is in there.
Jesus just came in. Yeah, Snorky.
Yeah.
Serious. 1976. Serious.
What is that?
I don't know. What is that?
Are we about to blow up?
Yeah, I think we're gonna blow up. They're pinging us. It's a
They're
submarine. Submarine is pinging us, and they're getting ready to fire their torpedo. I don't know what the hell that is.
Damn it! I knew better than to give the DCCC my freaking address.
Oh my God! I wonder what that is. That's weird.
It's weird.
Is it really loud on your end?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Maybe it's an alarm. I don't know. Dive. Okay.
Dive. Oh, okay. We're supposed to dive. Is that our new dive sound?
I guess. Wow, weird. I don't know.
Serious?
What is that?
What is
We're going to
that?
have beeps going through the whole show. It just started. Just now. Wow. Weird. Stop it. It's not me. Well, maybe it is. All right, well, let's try and get through it. Beep, beep, beep.
Okay. Well, okay, so that's weird.
That's weird.
Can you guys hear it?
Yeah. Brett McKinney goes beep, beep, beep. Planet on fire. Beep, beep, beep. Planet on
Okay.
fire.
Yeah, they can hear it.
They can hear it.
It's still doing it.
Oh, let me see. I think I know what it is. Wait a second. Hold on. Let me see if I can.
Mr. Engineer, what did you turn on?
I have no idea. I've got.
Check for stuck key is what Snork's saying.
Okay. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's a stuck key.
It kind of sounds like it stopped. Yeah, it stopped.
I think it was a stuck key. I think you're right,
Yeah, it was
Snorky.
a stuck key.
I think it was a stuck key on Media Machine number 2. All right.
It happens. Technical difficulties. Sorry, guys. But so we'll get rolling. I brought a few memes, 9/11 memes, just things that we need to remember and be aware of. And this one you may recall. On September 10th of 2001, the day before the trade events of 9/11, Donald Rumsfeld announced to the public that the Pentagon accidentally lost. How much is that, Oz? I can't see it.
Oh, God. It's like $2
Billions.
billion,
Trillions.
300 million, $0,000. Couldn't account for it. Where is it?
Where is it? But nobody talked about it after that, Nobody ever brought it up again.
Yeah. No. Shh. We'll cut you in. So.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Just something to think about.
Yeah. Why not?
And I think the next slide is Trump's reaction to 9/11
Trump.
in 2001.
Oh, God, Trumpy. Yeah, I remember this. Oops.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yep.
Don.
My building was the second tallest. Now it's the tallest.
Well, that's glass half full in the worst way. I mean, they should have barbecued him for that, but no. I remember that.
I do too. I do remember that.
I think
He was
Rumsfeld.
a Democrat back then, remember?
Yeah, well, 220, 221. They're all same political party now, the party of the wealthy. I remember a word back then that Rumsfeld used, robust, when they were asking him for figures. Well, we're going to do a robust. And I said, what the hell's robust? They were asking a question, how many, whatever, and it was robust. So more of that bullshit from our government and yours. So,
Yep. I was watching something today that was doing the media overplay of all the different stations saying this is a day that will change, the world and change our lives. But they were all, of course, saying the same narrative like they always do. But it did change all of our lives,
So,
right? In so many freaking ways. I mean, personally, it affected me. And then, of course, policy wise, look at how much policy has been shoved down our throats.
Oh yeah. Well, here's the thing too. What are we doing on 9/11? Jimmy was on just raising hell a couple hours ago about people are celebrating their murderous ways on 9/11 because we're in 8 wars, we're bombing the shit out of 8 countries, we're killing people. We went into Iraq in March 20th, 2002, I think. And why aren't we celebrating that? And it's just, Jimmy was in rare form today, and he was screaming about that. So,
he's right. He's absolutely right.
Yeah, he is.
International War Crimes Day is the way I look at it.
And they were warned. We were warned over and over again. You go into Iraq and Afghanistan, you're never coming out. We were warned. It's been it's almost 18 years now, almost 20 years. We're still
there.
We're still making people bleed, and we're bleeding our treasure and lives and financial resources. We're just, oh, well. We're
not to mention, all of the radicalized groups that we created because of this.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we have got people that hate us, and they're never going to stop hating us. So,
can you blame us?
Well,
can you blame them for hating us?
No. If somebody came in another country and killed my entire family, or sent troops in that gunned down my family, and I lived, I'd probably remember that, and I'd want a little payback.
Exactly.
Yeah. So.
Well, we're gonna reap what we sow for sure. Okay, we got a bunch of clips lined up, so we'll get into it.
Snorky says we were actually warned in the 80s. Yeah, we were warned in the 80s. I think we were warned. Eisenhower warned us, Snorky, in his speech.
Well, yeah. Which one was it? Was it Eisenhower? Yeah, it was Eisenhower.
Yeah, it says the military-industrial complex is the one to be, the most, on fear the industrial. They have taken us over. And what somebody said today, that was we're not a government of the people by the people. We're a government of Boeing and Pfizer and the insurance industry, the fossil fuel companies. That's our government. That's who runs us. So anyway.
And that's who's going to pick the next president. It ain't going to be us.
No, it's not going to be us. So yeah, we got a clip here. What's this?
Oh, Trump telling some truths about Bernie and how Bernie's the best loser in the history of the world.
Oh yeah, this is Kyle. I really enjoyed this.
I did too. Kyle did a lot of good drops today. You guys check out Kyle Kalinski's channel.
Yeah, he did, and he's getting a lot of negative love at him for doing this too.
So President Trump made an observation about the 2016 race that I want to share with you. This highlights how his political instincts used to be solid. They've fallen off quite a bit, but he makes an interesting point.
But you always pick somebody that's hot, that's going up in the polls, right? Going up.
Unless you're Hillary.
Frankly, I'm not sure. I don't think I've
or
ever
Biden.
said this, but probably Hillary should have picked Bernie Sanders to be her running mate, right?
Probably.
Because, as crazy as it sounds, he was hot. He gave her a hell of a fight. A lot of people think he won, and it got taken away. One thing about Bernie, he's the greatest loser I've ever seen because, look, any children here? No, not too many, but they've heard it before.
Screwed.
He got screwed 4 years ago, and he got screwed again. Biden got the nomination, right? He got the nomination. But if Biden would have sat back, and if Elizabeth Warren, Pocahontas, you remember Pocahontas? Right? She finally faded. She faded.
Chad's saying the audio's low on it.
Out on Super Tuesday, prior to Super Tuesday, Bernie would have been the nominee. And I don't know who I'd rather run against. One is super left, the other one's had to become super left. One is competent, the other one is only half competent now. And heading south. He's half competent and heading south rapidly.
Yeah, I didn't go into Kyle's whole rant on it because it's a long one. Like I said, Kyle dropped a lot of good stuff today, including a Nobel Peace one for Trump too. I just didn't want to bog you guys down with Trump clips, but Yeah, Bernie's probably the best loser in the history of politics. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. Best loser. Actually, again, I got to default to Jimmy. He was going off about that this afternoon.
Was he?
It's ridiculous because I guess he's alluded to this, and we've talked about it before. I don't believe Bernie wants to be another Ralph Nader. I agree with that whole thing. He wants to be in the club, and he's justifying it by, I want to have this platform, this bully pulpit, to keep promoting progressive populist positions. And I understand that, but we don't have time to fuck around with this anymore. So we need a leader, and I think I agree with many out there. Bernie should have said, screw you guys completely, ran as an independent, taken on a hot running mate out of the gate. It should have been a double ticket out of the gate and an independent run. And I think he would have just blown them all away. I really do.
But now I'm looking to the future, and I see a Miss Nina Turner who has came up under his wings and who is young and who is strong and who is vibrant and who can deliver a speech and rile a crowd like no person I have ever witnessed in my life. And that's where my hope is moving to. Anything Miss Nina Turner is going to need in the next 4 years, I will support and stand behind. Absolutely, 100%.
I want a good combination. I want Nina and somebody else with the same kind of chutzpah to get in there with Nina and start duking it out.
And I'm sorry, it's not AOC.
No, it's not AOC. She's, for whatever reason, she's playing the ball. She's
great where she's at.
Yeah, just do it. But Nina and a partner going forward. 2024 has got it written all over it.
Tulsi still has my respect. I mean, Tulsi didn't do us that wrong. She really fucking didn't. She protected Bernie during the primaries more times than Bernie could count. Tulsi was there to have his back. And I get why she did what she did. Bernie shunned her. The campaign, she reached out to that campaign over and over, and Bernie just didn't want any affiliation. So she did like all good Democrats do. She pivoted and she endorsed what she knew was going to be the frickin' nominee, because she knew Obama was going to pull the strings and wipe Bernie out. I mean, what he did it the day after she endorsed Bernie. Biden. I don't have hate for Tulsi on it. I don't. I still respect Tulsi's positions. I've always respected her policy ideas, and she still has a supporter in me.
Well, the problem I have with Tulsi is she bent the knee to Biden way too quick. And I know I had a little ta-ta-ta with Nico about it. Not too much, because I don't fight with Nico. We're in different planes of existence.
Maybe it was I don't even know if it was too late. I think it was probably right around the perfect timing.
Yeah.
Was she going to stay in longer?
No, I just wish she would have just bowed out and said, look, and come up with something else instead of endorsing the actual warmonger, the guy who got voted for all these wars, who did the bankruptcy bill and the crime bill and everything else. I mean, this is the problem I have with Tulsi. However, her policy positions, most of the time, I'm pretty much on with. But anymore, Chanda, I'm not going to look at these people as my leader or my Lord and Savior, because we've been let down over and over again. Not going to do it anymore.
We need a champion. We need a fighter, somebody who's not going to bend the knee, who's not going to take a hit and go down every time.
You're not going to. I'm not going to. The people in this chat probably aren't going to, because we're kind of like drawn together because of these value systems we actually have, which are frickin' values. I mean, you can't, people say, oh, you can't buy me off. Well, you can't buy me off. I'm too long in the tooth to be bought off. I'm not going to benefit from anything. The only thing that I want is...
You buy me off with Medicare for all.
Well, you can't even do... I want a planet that's habitable for future generations. I want to go out of this world knowing that there's going to be people left that can survive and have a decent quality of life. That's what you can buy me off with. You guarantee me that, I'll be your slave.
Snorky is saying that he got to talk to Yang for over a half hour and found him very intelligent. Yeah, I find him intelligent too. And he got to talk to Tulsi for one, and found her very open, intelligent, and warm. Yes, I do find Tulsi very warm. The times that I met Tulsi, she was very open and warm.
Well, I'm sure they are. Face to face, you get a different feel for candidates when you're face to face with them than you do, in an interview or whatever, a party or whatever. And candidates tend to read the crowd, and when they read the crowd, you see how they size up what they want to say or how they want to expatiate what they're trying to get across. So they still read the crowd. I do it too, but I don't compromise my positions or my values when I do that. I just coat things a little bit different, either candy or spicy or things like that. But the end result, it's the same message. So that's where I'm at.
The end result, it all goes in my tummy. Candy or spicy?
Candy or spicy?
Okay. Oh, I love this quote. I can't read it. I don't have my glasses on.
The comfort of the rich depends upon the abundant supply of the poor. Voltaire. Yeah, Voltaire's got a load of them. I agree with this. Absolutely.
I do agree.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, without the poor, you're not going to have the rich, because the poor service the rich, as we're doing now. We service them because, okay, the only job in town is the military, so we're servicing the rich once again, the Raytheons and, you know, so on and so forth. So, yeah, I agree. Brett McKinney, they had NDAs to sign that said "back our candidate." Yeah,
they did.
We were talking about that the other day. Like Bernie, he can't talk about Medicare for all now because he signed whatever contract. You know, a non-disclosure act, whatever. But I don't think he can get out there Medicare for all, because that's not on Biden's platform. Chanda, what's on Biden's platform? What does he have? What does he have for us? What's going to inspire you to vote for Biden?
Saving the Affordable Care Act. Is that what he's toting? I don't even know what he's toting, because he's not toting anything. Trump bad. That's all he knows.
Trump bad. You know, I don't know. I guess I could go look at
Trump bad. We're going to give the military more money.
Last time I looked at his website, it was for shit anyway. And
it is for shit.
They go to these firewalls and they want you to join their campaign or send them a donation, and then you got to click through that, and you can't find where they stand on issues. So it's just another politician lying through his fucking teeth, which Joe Biden has done all of his career. Anybody want to challenge me on that? Joe Biden has been a liar his whole career. He had to drop out of the presidential race so long ago for fucking plagiarism, didn't he? Yep. I think it was in 88.
It was in the 80s.
Yeah, it was in the 80s. But
in the 70s, he's begging lobbyists to buy him off. Like, no, you're too young. Come back in a couple of years.
You know, and they think that's fashionable or edgy. That's bullshit.
Fashionable.
It's bullshit.
Look at how young I was trying to get bought out.
Yeah, talk to people like human beings, not like they're suckers and chumps. And that's what and I got a lot of criticism for calling us chumps. You know, we're chumps. You know, we keep voting for the lesser of two evils, and you're going to end up with evil. I call that being a chump, don't you? So
we are chumps.
I know. So, but we got to get rid of the worst president.
Did you hear that?
Hello.
Do I got a delay?
Yeah, you got a delay.
Oh shit!
Can you hear me now?
God dang it!
Can you hear me now?
I didn't have a delay. Now all of a sudden I do.
Oh, that's all right.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
Hopefully, I will be up and running tomorrow without any issues.
Yes, we hope so too. Please tune in tomorrow night, Beauty and the Boomer, and we hope that Shanna will be teched up. So,
yes, we're hoping.
It's
been a long, hard ride. So, anyways, Joe Rogan put a clip out there with Matt Taibbi saying that Biden is like taking a flashlight with dead batteries camping. It might work when you first get there, but you never know what you're going to get after that. And Trump retweeted it. And Matt Taibbi and Joe Rogan were talking shit about Trump the whole entire show. Like, he's a psychopath. He's on speed. Like, but Trump still tweets that crap out.
Yeah, I know. Trump's a player. He's still a player, no matter if he had many strokes or not. He's still playing, just like he did in that speech. See, that's a different speech, using the same content, and because he didn't say screwed the other day. He just said SC. But this one that Kyle had, it said screwed. Oh, such a horrible word.
He actually said screwed
to
a whole,
screwed,
a whole hangar full of people. Wasn't that a hangar in front of Air Force One or something?
Yeah, and actually, I think that he did that on his own, because his handlers probably said, don't say screwed, don't say any foul words. Because the religious, the Bible thumpers are going to beat you in the face for that if you say screwed. I don't know. What are these beautiful pictures you have here?
So I took off yesterday. I got one last hurrah of summer in. I went up to the Olympic National Forest and hung out with some more old growths. These were different ones. The last ones were at the Hoh Rainforest. This is the Olympic National Forest. This is Highway 101. At the Lake Crescent Lodge, which was built in the teens, and Roosevelt was known to stay there. So they have the Roosevelt cottages, and it probably looks exactly the same as what it looked like when Roosevelt was there. Very old lodge out in the, the mountains on a lake. It's beautiful, but as you can see, the smoke right there, you can barely see the lake through the smoke. And this is before it got bad. It got bad here today, and I hear tomorrow is going to be even worse. So since we're covering the apocalypse, I've got to bring some fire reports to you guys from the West Coast. And yeah, that's Port Angeles. So that's looking over from Canada towards the Olympic Mountains, and you can't even see the Olympic Mountains behind that little foothill there, which normally there's huge mountains right there.
Who's the blonde with the cool sunglasses?
The cool sunglasses. Look, you can see the mountain in my sunglasses.
Oh, that's you, huh?
That's
oh,
me.
Cool.
My hat.
Which mountain is that?
Mount Angeles. That's
Mount Angeles. Okay.
We got quite a few different mountains.
And that body of water, that's the lake, right?
No, that is Port Angeles Harbor.
Okay.
But so I'm out on what's called Eddie's Hook, which is a big, long sandbar hook that wraps around out into the Strait of Juan de Fuca, and it looks out over Victoria, Canada.
Gorgeous.
So there's a ferry that goes from Port Angeles to Victoria.
I've been on that ferry before. It's quite nice. It's
a beautiful ride. So
really
I've actually taken a sailboat across the strait. It's a little nerve-wracking in a little boat, but
wow, pretty smoky.
that strait can be mean.
It's pretty smoky there too. I know. Again, I'm talking through my sinuses and my eyes are burning, and I'm in my house and everything's closed up, so that stuff's getting inside.
Yeah, me too. You can't even see really across the street, and the bulk of what's coming in. So there's a blob sitting off of the coast of Washington, or the coast of the West Coast, that built up from Oregon and California, and the way that our jet stream is and the winds have shifted, all of that smoke is pulling into Washington State, which already had its own forest fires and smoke to contend with. So we're kind of getting a double whammy of the smoke right now. And it's very, very hazardous outside. I mean, I was in the Walmart, and just looking across the aisles, you can see the smoke in the store. It's so bad.
Yeah, my lungs feel like I've been running, and I've been sitting on my ass all day. So, yeah.
Well, I feel like I've been smoking 4 packs a day.
Oh my God, that's terrible. What's this from Vice News? What do you got here?
Yeah, so like I said, it's Apocalyptic Friday. Some of these are going to be hard to watch, guys. I warn you, viewer discretion on some of these. They're heart-wrenching, but we're just going to go through them. There's some from California, there's some from Oregon, there's some from Washington.
California's in flames again, and breaking records again. This year's fires have scorched more than 3.1 million acres so far, surpassing the 2018 record of 1.96 million acres. At one point, parts of the state had some of the world's dirtiest air. In Santa Cruz, the air quality index spiked to 351.
Holy shit.
Anything above 300 is considered dangerous. And Los Angeles is suffering the worst smog in 30 years. Record temperatures are just making things worse. A lingering heat wave created the perfect conditions for infernos. Los Angeles boiled to 121 degrees Fahrenheit. On August 16th, Death Valley topped out at 130 degrees Fahrenheit.
How does that
making
work?
it the highest temperature recorded on Earth in over 100 years.
Oh my God.
Sacramento was on track to break an 11-day record streak of triple-digit heat set in 2006. Fire officials said they'd never seen fires move so fast, going 15 miles through the Sierra National Forest in one day. The flames also exhibited unprecedented features, including at least 4 firenadoes. And only 2 firenadoes have been documented in California before. And it looks like California may be in it for even worse. A key ingredient is missing for the moment that will set off part 2 of this fire season: the Santa Ana winds. Those extreme dry gusts coming from the Great Basin, coupled with global warming, will make California's dry environment even drier, and it may have a devastating impact in the weeks to come.
Remember, we're not even deep into fire season for California. Really, it's still early.
God, barbecue. That's scary as
Oh,
hell.
they get worse. They get worse. I'm telling you.
I know they were evacuating Medford, Oregon. Medford, Oregon's huge, and Clackamas.
Yeah, I brought that, and I brought a Clackamas clip too. I've covered it all. We're gonna just kind of travel up and down the West Coast right now.
Oh, here we are, Oregon, right here. Let's fire this one up. More good news, right?
150 years ago, this town got its name, Eagle Point, because they like to nest in the rocky cliffs nearby. Today, this is the bird's eye view. An entire neighbourhood blackened and flattened like too many others across the west coast of the US this week. In Oregon alone, 500,000 people were evacuated from their homes. That's 10% of the state's population. Now there is silence in the town of Phoenix,
Oh, shit.
save for the cries of lost pets and rubble crunching underfoot. After spending the night in his car, Julio Brian Flores and his family returned today to find their home gone.
We tried to take as much as we could, but we didn't think it would get this devastating. So we left a lot behind, and we ended up losing more than we thought we could have. I only managed to grab my family and my dog and some supplies, but otherwise, it's awful. It's awful.
These are people who already
When
had
the
lost
call
their
came
jobs,
to
who
evacuate
have
their
been
trailer
hiding
park,
from COVID.
Many children
Now they've
here
lost their
were home.
homes.
It was their first day of online lessons for the school year.
Holy shit.
Oh, yeah.
Across the west coast, households fled in the
How
night.
do you do that?
Sudden evacuations and serious exhaustion because the 96 major wildfires that have exploded across a dozen states are all burning at once. More than 4.4 million acres have been lost. At least 15 people have been killed, including a 12-year-old and a 1-year-old.
Watch
In
this.
Tacoma, in Washington, a rescue in real time.
Get out of your house! Get out!
Everybody get back!
First flames at the back door and panic at the front.
I'm so sorry, man, but you gotta grab your stuff. We gotta go.
Grab your stuff.
The fire was at the back door.
Ma'am,
The back of the
ma'am.
house is on fire.
I need you to hurry
The fire
now.
is here now. Let me help her.
What do you take in that moment when you know everything else will be lost? This woman didn't even have time to get her shoes.
Come here. Let's sit down in the chair. Sit down.
In minutes, her home is destroyed as she watches from the street. Authorities are running out of stark enough terms to keep describing blazes that keep breaking records. They may amount
Yeah,
to the
that's my
greatest loss
son.
of human life and property in Oregon's fire history. While the California governor says, if you are in denial about climate change, come here.
Oh, good for you,
Extreme heat
Newsom.
this summer
Yeah.
caused drier than usual conditions, which fueled these monster wildfires.
That one was pretty freaking in depth. Like, I don't even know who that was, but that was a good report. Very heart wrenching. Watching that old lady cry and lose her home.
Now that wasn't mass fire. That was in Tacoma, so that was just a fire that.
No, we had fires in Tacoma. Yeah, but they're not mass fires. We had fires jumping all over 167, Tacoma, Puyallup the first night those winds kicked off. Because what people don't understand, and there's all these conspiracy theories, Oz, I don't know if you've been paying attention, but the right is saying that Antifa is starting these fires,
Oh,
and
fuck
the
them.
left is saying that a Boogaloo has been starting these fires. And let's just be clear about a few things. Yeah, there was a guy on 167 that did start some fires, or is suspected of starting fires, just so he could record it and put it out on Facebook and be a hero. And who knows what side he's on. But that doesn't mean that all of these fires up and down the West Coast are happening because Antifa and arsonists are out there. They're happening because we have historic dry conditions on top of 100-year wind storm that came through. And you will hear from the firefighters saying most of these are started by power lines. Most are power lines getting knocked down by the wind in these dry conditions, and then they go. If they're not that, then it's from lightning strikes or irresponsible people throwing cigarette butts out or leaving barbecues unattended. It's shit like that are starting most of these fires. Not some freaking vast conspiracy of Antifa or Boogaloo.
Yeah, everybody's out to blame somebody for bad
Oh,
things
it's conspiracy.
happening.
Every fucking thing's a conspiracy.
Everybody wants to blame it instead of deal with it.
Yep.
It's
deal
crazy.
with it. Deal with it. This is what happens when you use too much fossil fuels and you rob the water of your off your planet.
Yeah, this is our what we've sown from what we're getting what we've sown. Even here, I'm a little south of Olympia. I'm actually Olympia, Thurston County. Even when I go to bed at night, I worry about that. Yeah. And I don't even know what to do because I'm kind of in a semi-rural area, and I've got these 120 feet Douglas firs and pine trees.
With dry grass under them.
Yeah, with dry grass under them, and I'm just thinking, shit, man. I just go to sleep, and I try not to think about it, but, a spark.
You can't think of that.
Yeah, a cigarette, some asshole throwing a cigarette out here in the Tules. I mean, we'd be barbecued so fast it isn't even funny. I guess I need to count on my animals getting worried about shit to wake my ass up because, I'm on a CPAP machine. I probably wouldn't smell it that quick.
Right.
What's this clip?
More of hellfire.
Hellfire. El Dorado Ranges, huh?
California.
I'm just going to turn the sound off on that and let it play behind us.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I don't know how long it goes.
7:30. You didn't cut it.
I heard a terrible story. A mother who, I don't know if the son got separated in California. Young boy, like 12 years old.
Oh, yeah.
Ran off in the woods.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
Oh my God, how heart-wrenching.
Yeah, that's heartbreaking. Yeah.
It's hard to be a journalist, a independent media, whatever you want to call us, watching this happen, because it breaks our hearts, because we've screamed and we've fought and we've warned for fucking years and years and years that people are going to die if we don't start changing shit, if we don't start changing it now. And then to sit here and have to report on the people who are dying, it sucks.
Yeah, I would, and I'd go so far as we're not late to the party. We've been talking about, I know I have since 1990 something. Yep. And I know you have too, Chanda.
88 was my first Earth Day, so I have been involved in climate movement since 1988.
And I'd be willing to say that the majority of people in the chat, same thing. You guys are engaged. You wouldn't be here unless you weren't. So
exactly.
This is oh God.
Hello, J9 Campbell. Welcome.
Hey, J9. Hey, Jilly. Welcome, Jilly. It's just insane. California, I don't even know how you get that close to those massive fires. I was noticing in the clip, the second clip, this town that got burnt up, it didn't have a lot of trees. It had ornamental trees in it, but the fire was so intense that it caught the town itself, the structures on fire. And then that's how it spread, because I'm not a fire person. I don't understand,
My grandfather was a firefighter.
Yeah, but wow, it's like, and driving with fire on both sides of the road.
Oh my God, that would scare the shit out
I'd be peeing my pants the whole time. I mean,
please, Jesus, please, baby Jesus, get me through.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God, please get me out of here, get me out of here.
Yeah,
and
even an atheist starts praying in that type of situation.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane, but I don't know. What's the forecast for the West Coast for the weekend?
So it's supposed to get much smokier tomorrow as the winds push in, but we are going to start seeing a change Sunday going into Monday. We got rain coming in, and once the rain starts, hopefully it'll be enough to knock the smoke down and the particulates in the air down and give us a little bit clearer breathing. So,
well, just the wind. If the wind would just slow down, and that would give them some respite from this insanity.
We've been lucky, the winds, because we have the rain shadow effect up here of the Olympic Mountains. They're swirling away from us. So we're really not getting hit with hard winds up here on the peninsula.
Well, that's good. Usually it's the
Yeah.
other way around, isn't it?
No, usually it is. It's always windy up here, and
Yeah.
it's been really calm lately.
Yeah, we didn't hit our targeted temperature, at least from the forecast today. We didn't even come close. It was
No, it was much colder out today.
it
When
was-
I went to check the mail out, I was like, it's actually It was about 15 degrees cooler today.
Yeah,
than
it was
yesterday.
chilly. We were supposed to get like 88, and I don't think we busted 80.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was, and of course, it was that orange sun, that same one we saw in a couple of frames earlier. It was, filtering through the, the smoke and the pollution.
Reminds me of some apocalypse movie.
Yeah, it does. It's like
Maybe it's Apocalypse Now. That's probably what it reminds me of.
Yeah, it
Apocalypse Now.
could be, or Mars. It's been referred to as the surface of Mars. But no, this has just been nuts. What's this? Is this is the
Just another burned out town. This is in Oregon. I want to say it's Detroit, Oregon.
Detroit?
I didn't know there was
Oregon?
a Detroit, Oregon.
So yesterday I pulled into Detroit and I was devastated just to see the everything down and nothing there. And I pulled over and started immediately taking video of the gas station, the RV park, and the marina there that was completely destroyed.
The entire marina's gone.
And then decided to take a video trip around the town so that everyone would have an idea of what their homes look like at this particular time, because no one knew.
Papa Pops is still standing.
Salem, Oregon,
Doesn't
huh?
look like.
Is that Graham Elwood's
The log house
relative?
next to it, gone.
Could be.
My old house right here, gone.
So many downed houses that you really couldn't tell. There was nothing standing out. So I wanted to be able to point those out and let people know that this is your home. It's not standing, or it is standing.
Gone. All these houses in here are gone.
Holy shit.
Kevin, there's your backhoe truck. And truck your
Kevin,
house
you ain't got a
gone.
truck
Most
no
of the
more.
businesses in town were destroyed. I think the Mountain High store
Spared
was
the
one
pink
building
caddy.
that's still
Or the
standing.
pink
The
Corvette.
post office is still standing, and part of the lodge in town, the motel is standing. Part of it. The rest of it, the marinas, the other motels, the RV parks, most of that stuff was demolished. It was either you were standing or you were gone.
The church is gone.
Hard to watch, hard to see. The Cedars is gone. That was a trademark. That Cedars was started in the old town of Detroit, and it was my second place of employment. I worked there for several years, and many people did growing up in that mountain and Detroit. Many of us worked there in high school and out of high school. Our parents worked there, so it was hard to see that. I think I was a little numb. I felt like I was just more reporting at the time to kind of give everybody what the view looks like. It was at the point that I at first I came up to my mom's place, and that was hard.
Mom?
My mom, she was probably one of the last ones to vacate, which was stressful. But when we found out she did go, that was relieving. Her home, she has lived there most of her life on that very same property. And she had everything that was near and dear to her heart in that home, and she saved everything.
Jeez.
And she left, and all she took was a blanket and a
was there
pillow, her dog, and her
cuddles?
dog bed. And I asked her, why did you only take that when you were one of the last to leave and you had extra time to go through things? She said she didn't take much because she thought she was going to go back home. I hope that we can rebuild Detroit. I know it's going to be a long process, and it's going to be hard for many, but there's a lot of love in Detroit, and I think everyone will pull together for each other, with each other, and I think that the idea and the thought is to rebuild.
Wow. Detroit, Oregon. That must be near Salem. Wow.
Yeah, I want to say that. Yeah, it's near Salem.
Yeah, that's
Very just heartbreaking. I mean, these poor people were already suffering. God, 2020 has sucked.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm also wondering, with this massive of a catastrophic event, are these insurance companies going to bail, or are they going to?
Sorry, we don't cover acts of God.
Is that what it is?
This is an act of God.
Yeah.
Oh, believe me, they know how to get around it. They don't pay for shit like
Well,
this.
then they're going to get people who are going to say, well, then here's an act of God on your stuff. People are going to snap one of these days. What's this? Is this another one? Is this ash?
This one is Clackamas. Now, you and I were talking about this morning. If Clackamas burns, the West Coast distribution is completely kaput. It'll have to come out of Utah. And so this is them evacuating Clackamas 3 hours ago today.
happening in Clackamas County. The entire cities of Molalla and Estacada are under level 3 go now evacuations. That's in the red part of the map on your screen. Oregon City, Sandy, and Canby are under level 2 be ready evacuation orders. That's in the yellow part of the map. And green is level 1.
Holy
we want to get right
shit.
over to Elise Haas, who's live in Estacada. And Elise, what are county officials there saying?
0% contained.
Jenny, it's a tough time here, and the thing is that the Riverside fire is now the largest fire in Clackamas County as we speak. It's burned more than 130,000 acres, and it has 0% contained. So, of course, county officials are urging all of the residents in this area to watch alerts very closely because levels 1 to 3 can change within the blink of an eye. But you can see out here, the smoke. I was out here yesterday. It is much worse. Visibility is down to about half a mile. Hard to breathe, hard to see. I was talking to folks out here and firefighters. They're telling me that the winds yesterday, they were erratic and it made for a wild firefight and very dangerous firefight yesterday. But winds are calmer today, blowing very lightly right now. So heavy smoke, though, is expected to prevent pilots from conducting those very critical airdrops. But firefighters are still planning on using drones today to monitor the blaze. Firefighters say they're focused on life safety and protecting homes where they can do so safely. Resources are stretched thin. Currently, there's 178 boots on the ground, including 6 crews, 8 engines and 1 dozer. But the good news, FEMA resources from Texas and Utah are already on their way to come out here to Oregon to help. At this point, Estacada, I can tell you, looks like a ghost town. Nearly everything is closed. Almost everyone is gone. But the new owners of one market, Estacada Tackle, say they're staying open for the firefighters and residents who are protecting their properties.
People are panicking. People are going crazy right now. Some people losing houses left and right up in the hill. And, we're the same way. We were afraid too. Like the fire down the street yesterday, the fires are like, half a mile away?
The owner, Kevin, says that they are scared, but they have packed up the truck with the most valuable items they have, and they're ready to run if they see flames. According to Clackamas County officials, that curfew that they started yesterday is going to continue indefinitely. That means from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. From here on out, there's a curfew, and anyone in Clackamas County should not and cannot be out in the streets. Of course, that does not affect firefighters or people who are evacuating, but county officials say that what this really helps them do is focus their efforts on patrols and, of course, evacuation efforts. Continue to follow Point 6 News on air and online. For now, reporting live in Estacada, Elise Haas, Point 6 News.
You grew up in Oregon, right?
Yeah, I grew up in Portland. Estacada's, the town itself is around 4,000 people, which is...
Clackamas is bigger than that, though, right?
But yeah, Clackamas is a bunch of cities all together. Yeah, this is, it's breathtaking, sadly.
Yeah, it is. I knew that those ones together would I gave us a good look. And I was watching Kevin from Black Bear News earlier, and he's really been reporting on all the different hot spots and what's going on. And, in his chat, everybody was talking, and we've demised that there's pretty much a wall of smoke from San Diego far into Canada on the West Coast. And if that doesn't convince you of climate change, I don't know what will.
Yeah. Estacada. Yeah. Let me get my, it's out. I would say southeast of Portland, and it's lots of tree cover. It's over by Eagle Creek and Sandy, Oregon, right at the base of Mount Hood.
Well, Eagle Creek already burned.
Yeah, and you got the base of Mount Hood, everything up in there. You got Dover and Cherryville and, Springwater, Beaver Creek, all these little towns, Colton, and Mollalla's down at the bottom there, just outside of Oregon City. Oregon City's huge. Now they're under fire. Red flag, I think, too. So, yeah.
So is Lincoln City. City started evacuating yesterday.
Yeah, you got Damascus, you got Clackamas, Happy Valley, and then you're into Milwaukee, which is, that's basically in Portland.
Oregon's got so many towns named after other places. I've heard 5. Phoenix,
Yeah.
Milwaukee, Detroit. What the hell's up with that?
Lack of imagination? I don't know. But yeah, this is
They just
nuts.
named it was the pioneers. They came over on the Oregon Trail. Whatever they landed, they were like, well, we're from Detroit, so we're just going to call this Detroit.
Yeah, it's
Is that what they did?
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, the imagination, maybe not so much. But, they named them after what they're used to, what they're familiar with. So, again, I'm sure there's some psychology.
Yeah, my grandfather's family comes from Oregon. They're from Roseburg.
Yeah, Roseburg, yeah. I was in Portland. Used to go up to Mount Hood and go skiing all the time when I was young and fun and full of shit. So, yeah.
So I'm ready to leave the apocalypse behind. That's our sad look into the Friday night apocalypse.
Yeah.
So how about some fun now? I
about
brought
some
us a
fun?
rap battle.
Oh my God! Is this animated Rachel and who is that? Sean Hannity. Oh,
That's
God.
Hannity.
Sean Hannity.
I was saving this for Beauty and the Boomer, but I figured, after all that apocalypse, we needed something good to make us lighten up.
All right. Is this cut, or are you running the whole thing, or what?
It's so good, you just got to run the whole thing.
Okay, I'm gonna.
I figure we'll talk through it.
Okay, I'm gonna twitch my nose and make us go away while this
Disappear?
is going. Yep.
That's good.
Welcome to the Sean Hannity Show, Elections 2020. Who could possibly give Trump a run for his money? He's so far ahead, it's hard to see him from a distance, squinting looking for competition to his 2020 vision.
Thanks for tuning in with me to MSNBC. A bunch of Dems, 3 Republicans, 1 presidential seat. How can the patriotic right give Trump respect at all when he's just the last piece of a Russian nesting doll?
Rachel, I'm tired of your insanity. Trump is a doll? Let's have this out right now, once and for all. Let's debate this upcoming election. I've got time. Assemble your best crew, because I've got mine.
Trump is going down. I have a list full of guests. Comedians, news guys, political reps. Live and direct, no more subliminal threats. Now we'll show you what we mean by the liberal left.
All right, a little help for my friends? Go get them.
It's Fox and Friends, up like the economy lately. Our guy Trump's looking sturdy where Obama was shaky.
The radical left is talking communist crazy.
Bunch of clowns in the ring like Barnum and Bailey.
That was trash. I'm tagging in Whoopi.
Y'all got friends in the name, and yet no one really likes you. I'm so sick of the right's views. The people need the right view. You never call Trump out the way that you play it safe, like Area 51, scared to alienate your base.
Well, you're making allegations you really need to stop, though. We're a news outlet that views a daytime talk show.
You call yourself a news network? For Fox's sake, it's no meme when I ask. What does the Fox say?
I love Trump's articulate tweets, despite negative press covfefe. It's almost like he could do this in his sleep. Here's a clip of the week of somebody who looks like an orange getting impeached.
Stephen Colbert telling us who's not presidential? Go back to where your act belongs on Comedy Central. If you want a safer Middle East, you better vote for Donnie. He'll take out the other candidates like he did Soleimani.
Trump will win in 2020. I mean, look at the economy. It'll be like taking candy from a socialist wannabe. The lib's political climate's getting cold and stormy. Of course, these snowflakes want to believe in global warming.
Tell me, I know you're always this close to getting cancelled, but the only thing getting stormy ends with Daniels. Listen close, Democrats. I know this is tough, but saying I'm not Donald Trump won't be enough.
Look, John, your critiques are never this legitimate, but we have a national emergency. A president's an idiot. Just take a look at every promise that he's stalled. He can't finish anything. I mean, the writing's on the wall.
Get her out of here. La, la, la. Trump and I both love money. Y'all. La, la, la. Other than that, there's nothing. Huh? Dog, was you saying Russians? You can't tell me nothing. Collusion, the only way that Trump wins. You can't tell me nothing.
Look at my African American over here.
Huge fan. Nice to meet you, Mr. Snoop. I think you'll be a great addition to the group. That bag of hat looks great, and you were nice on the mic. Proves Trump supporters aren't only whites from the right.
How was that friendship even a thing? I bet Trump got jealous when Kanye said Jesus is king. Trump did a 180, was a Democrat on the low. We cover the full 360 like Anderson's show.
This is Anderson Cooper here in Middle America, where politics have stirred up a little hysteria.
Well, I'm also reporting from the heart of the nation. where Trump is strong as ever with the farmers and tradesmen.
There's a difference between Trump and the laboring classes. Can you guess, Tucker? It's paying their taxes.
But how are Democrats gonna help their lives? By making express lanes for welfare lines? They're tired of their taxes going to support immigration and losing all their jobs to the border invasion.
What's Trump's contribution? Literal torture. Half the farmers are losing their kids at the border. With Latino children, he's practicing separatism. With his own children, he's practicing nepotism.
Nepotism? Nuh-uh. What about Hunter Biden? My dad's a self-made man, just like I am.
Yeah, keep to the facts.
Whoa.
The team is intact.
Whoa.
Trumps are in the office. We gon' keep it like that, bro.
Awful quiet there, Melania. Blink twice if you need to be saved. Let's hear from some electable candidates.
It's sad to see a broken promise coming from the Oval Office. If this were the apprentice, Trump would have been voted off it. You want a real president? No malarkey. I'll beat Trump like a drum and overcome this oligarchy.
Look, it doesn't take a college degree to get this picture. The working class is dying while the rich get richer. What we need now is bipartisan support, not billionaires trying to buy partisan support.
Trump blew it with China, made lots of mistakes. Those losses of trades are gonna cost him this race. He calls me Lying Ted, but he does the lion's portion.
Cruz, you're on!
Oh, Trump, I endorse him.
Ted, get the hell out of my feed.
What? We agreed?
Bernie's a socialist pigeon. Warren has no chance of winning. Obama was awful and Joe is only his minion. So Trump's a bad guy, that's your only position. I thought all you snowflakes were supposed to be different.
It seems you're confused, Sean, so here's a list. Illegitimate businesses, immigrants, little kids, illiterate, sexist, racist taxes, Twitter fits, Russia impeachment. Did I mention Russia? You get the gist.
There are many factors your little list won't show, like how the hell your party will ever get those votes. You'd have nothing to talk about if Trump did go, though. You could quit your show. Quid pro quo.
Trump wants to be like me. He should start with his retirement. We've got to save the world, and it starts with the environment. I left Hollywood to help clean up the country, so if I have to, I'll be back defeating D2020.
Yeezy 2024, y'all. Huh?
Right. People, please vote.
Dog is coated in the shine studio right now. Jesus said last year y'all didn't vote, so if y'all vote, Sunday service tickets 20% off. Dog. I'm trying to spit a rhyme.
The Lincoln Project. How nice.
Oh, come on. It was cute.
No, I loved Arnie's red eye, and I loved Rachel Maddow taking her glasses off and cleaning them. Yeah, that was...
It was cute.
Yeah, that's good.
It was lighthearted after going through the fire apocalypse.
Oh, shit, anything is going to be lighthearted. I mean, eating a bowl of broken glass would be lighthearted compared to what those poor people are going through.
Right?
Oh, my God, yeah.
So what's next on the slide deck? Oh, yeah, this story. Well, this story just, totally comes out of nowhere, left field. It's not something we ever really talk about. These are rape kits that are unprocessed. And I think I've heard Amber bring that up a couple of times, how we have such a backlog in this country. And this story talks about a city that actually starts processing them. And guess what? They catch sexual predators. Imagine that.
Huh. Go figure.
Go figure.
And there's more evidence tonight that testing old rape kits protects public safety.
Sure does. Cuyahoga County just announced its sexual assault kit task force now leads the entire nation in the number of indictments of alleged rapists identified by DNA. 5 on your side investigator Sarah Buttison live for us tonight at the Justice Center. And Sarah, prosecutors have now reached a major milestone.
You've got that right, Rob. The Cuyahoga Prosecutor's Office says their team here has now indicted more than 800 accused rapists, and that is more than any sexual assault kit task force in the entire nation. The 800th indictment is against 48-year-old Angel Cruz. Prosecutors allege in 2007 he climbed through the victim's window, hid in her closet. Then, when she walked into her home, he threw her on the bed, put a mask on her head, and sexually assaulted her several times. Cuyahoga's Sexual Assault Kit Task Force was created in 2013 after Ohio launched an initiative to test old rape kits in cases that could still be prosecuted. Over 5 years, close to 14,000 kits were tested. Many came from right here in Cleveland, where police had failed to submit kits for testing for years. A study by researchers at Case Western found many of the Cuyahoga suspects linked to the unsolved rapes turned out to be serial criminals accused of other violent crimes, including assaults, domestic violence, and, of course, rape. For example, the number of indictments exceeds more than 900 victims because many of these several defendants are alleged serial rapists. Live in Cleveland, I'm 5 on Your Side investigator Sarah Bodison.
So we have all this DNA laying around the country that would finger all these sexual predators that are out there doing these crimes, but the police aren't submitting them.
Why? What's their excuse for not submitting them?
State labs are too backed up. It costs too much. I mean, every district's got their own excuse, but we know that this is a problem throughout the whole country.
Well, that sounds like a bureaucratic problem because the police should go the rape kit from the police to the lab should send the results back to the police should arrest the perps. That's how it should work. So I don't understand. I'm totally...
Well, when they first started taking rape kits 20 years ago, they were just piling them up in storage, because it cost too much, and the labs were so bogged down trying to process, because DNA took a long time to process 20 years ago. If
20
you remember.
years ago,
and
not so much now. So
not now, yeah. Why can't we get caught up?
Yeah, get on it and get caught up. Well, meanwhile, we're getting hurricaned, climate changed, and burned to death. So
yeah, I know. I was just trying to take us a little bit off the beaten path for the apocalypse and tell a story that I hadn't heard out there in the news.
Yeah. So anyway, how's the chat doing out there?
The chat's hanging in there. They're talking about the
fire.
The fires, the clowns, politicians.
Yeah. Pigs don't care. Sorry, piggies. Hey, Jilly.
Yeah, piggies don't care.
Yeah, tell us how you really feel, Jilly.
Yeah, we know how Jilly feels.
We know how Jilly feels.
We do know how Jilly feels.
And you got a last story here. Why don't you let
this? Okay, so you guys, I'm not a huge political vigilante, Graham Elwood. I'm not a huge fan. I like him. Right. I do. I really like him, but I sometimes just find I don't know. For some reason I tune out his show mentally when I'm watching it. I end up clicking something else.
Yeah, he's working. He's definitely
working. He's grinding, and I support him with that. That's why I brought his clip. He did 2 incredible interviews with Whitney Webb yesterday. I think he dropped them individually. And this is part of one of those, talking about the pandemic and, pretty much the plan of the deep state to cause hate and discontent for our election and what's coming. And God, Whitney Webb is such an amazing journalist. If you're not following Whitney Webb, go check her out. She goes so in depth with her research that she is hated. She's one of the most hated people right now, man. They're taking down her websites. They're taking down, WordPress took her off. They took her damn WordPress down. I mean, the amount of stuff that's going on to this poor girl because she's speaking so much truth to power. She needs supported because she's a smart cookie and she does a lot of good work.
Yeah, she has a presence about her too, where it's just like she's being straight. This isn't bullshit. So, yeah, this is the last.
This is a little long clip, but it's worth it when she gets to the end of it.
Yeah, this is it, folks. We'll listen to this and then we'll say our good nights.
We will.
First of all, everybody, welcome to the Political Vigilante. My name is Graham Elwood. We're here with Whitney Webb, and I wanted to talk about this because you put this other article out there. And it's something I've been talking about on this show because it seems like they're very obviously setting us up for chaos surrounding the election. Win or lose, they want, and they really want us in a civil war. And this is just my interpretation. You can tell me.
They do. I agree.
Yeah.
Go on, though.
Especially when they saw the unity in the streets in the first 2-3 weeks of the George Floyd protest, especially that first week. There were tens of millions of people in all 50 states and 18 countries all saying no. And I think they went, this is the thing we feared. Everybody getting together and saying and storming the castle, in essence. I mean, they were burning trees around the White House. People were not having it. And they were doing it in every city. So it really, I'm hearing some kind of an echo.
It's not me, I swear.
Let me make sure I got.
Could also be
he's
my
hearing
toddler.
her. Okay, yeah, she's hearing her kid.
My door. wants to come in, I guess.
I do sound like a toddler sometimes. So
yes, you do.
And I think they realized, because I saw the narrative change from the George Floyd, and then they quickly make it like, oh, there's a race war in this country. And I was like, wait a minute. I was at a bunch of protests in LA. It was all people from all walks of life. And in cities even like Portland that are primarily white cities, it was all these white people on the streets for Black Lives Matter. And yet they keep pushing this civil war, this race war, and they're really ramping us into that. And then Trump is just flat out saying, oh, it's rigged if I lose. So he's teeing up his base, and they want a conflict. And I have no doubt that there's private.
Yeah, it's both sides. It's 100% both sides. Because they're just playing into this, and people really need to. I don't know. I mean, at this point, if you're buying into the two-party illusion at this point, I don't know. You're not going to be able to see the big picture really of what's going on, and why they want this chaos, and how they're going to do it, and all this stuff. Like, the RNC and the DNC have a lot of overlap when it comes to policies, like endless wars. They both end up expanding government. I mean, some of the biggest expansions in government, in police state government, I'd argue, right, happened during the George W. Bush administration, like DHS, things like that was supposed to be conservative, right? I mean, so, regardless of which party's in office, it's the same policies, and it's been like that for decades and decades and decades. Okay, so we know that both parties have been also blackmailed by intelligence agencies, right? So that's like Epstein shows us that, among other, historical points, right? So they're not exactly, the narrative they're selling you is very unlikely to be what's actually going on, right? And so the narrative that we've seen pumped out the most, at least recently, is that Trump's not going to leave office. And a lot of that is coming from this group that I wrote about last week called the Transition Integrity Project, is what they call themselves, right? But basically what they also show is that if there's an election scenario where Trump ends up having a clear winning, they are going to do some wild shit, basically. They are going to convince 3 states to send different electors to the Electoral College, even if Trump won, basically undermining any sort of Electoral College win, even if he has it, which is obviously going to make like huge protests on the right. And then they say that they're going to convince California, Oregon, and Washington to secede from the union unless 4 demands are met. And among those demands are making Puerto Rico and Washington, D.C. New states, and dividing California into 5 new states to basically, rig, I guess you could say, the sit for the Democrats or whatever, among other things. So that's just like how they start up, right? And then in January, they convinced the House of Representatives, which is Democrat, controlled, to award the presidency to Biden anyway, even if Trump wins, right? So, yeah, okay, so Joe Biden has a clear win. Trump will leave office. He'll say it was fraud and he won't concede. But then if Trump wins, you have Joe Biden doing the same stuff. And in this simulation, the guy playing Joe Biden was John Podesta, who was Hillary Clinton's former campaign manager for 2016. And he's like gaming all of this out. And not that long after, you have Hillary Clinton come on. She went on Showtime and gave an interview and said, I'm confident that if we drag this out, Joe Biden will eventually win, right? If we're as relentless as the other side or something like that.
The Dems are not going to go down without a fight on this, and we know it. We know that they've got their dirty little tricks up their sleeve, right?
No, we talked about this the other day on the dive. I mean, I had a poll up, Biden landslide, Biden edges out Trump, Trump edges out Biden, Trump landslide. And somebody added one. You forgot one. And I said, which one? She goes, utter shit show. And I think the other shit show is right up there with, it depends on what group you're in, but a lot of these indivisible groups that people are in, they are so diluted. They're screaming.
God, so diluted. Pantsuit Nation. Oh my God.
Biden landslide is the winner in those groups. And of course, Oz is here with Trump edges out Biden. I'm with the ladies, of our group. We've
been calling it for Trump since Bernie dropped out.
Yeah, it's all. And again, Trump has a movement. Biden does not have a movement. He doesn't even have a bowel movement. So
probably not without some prunes.
Not without no Metamucil. Is my whatever. I just whatever. It's the mainstream media that is going to put Biden edging out Trump if that happens. And
Can you imagine them trying to make us succeed?
Yeah, shit.
Cascadia, motherfuckers. If we're succeeding, it ain't going to be with California and Oregon. It's going to be Cascadia.
Yeah, I'm. It's going to be a mess. So
gonna be a mess.
Strap in, put your seatbelt on, because this shit show is going to go into orbit after November.
I have a feeling we'll be doing more Friday nights from the apocalypse in the future for the Accidental Activist.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing some stuff. If you guys want to jump on, if you want to join, let us know. What do we got? Snorky, yes, Snorky. Hey, Schultzy. Hey, Gara Brown. Yeah, serious. We've got our crowd in here on a Friday night. I'm sure you guys.
I'm glad to hang with our peeps on a Friday night. I love our fam. I love all of you guys, and I love that you tune in. And God, some of you guys are just so faithful. Like, it shocks me, and I'm so appreciative of it. And I know Oz is too. Thank you.
I definitely am. I besides my dogs, and my wife,
we love our chat.
We love our chat. So that's where we're at. And again, what do we got? We don't have anything tomorrow morning. No jokes off.
Never heard of Sean Young. You go look that up.
Sean Young, didn't she want to play Catwoman really bad? And she went on a show and she made it kind of a silly thing.
Yeah, she's a little bipolar or a little unbalanced at times.
She did a good job in the first Blade Runner, and she was good in Dune too. I think she was in the 1984 Dune. She did a good job in that.
She was in Dune, and that's what they're talking about is how hot she was in Dune.
Yeah, she did a good job in Dune. I'm still sentimentally I really like the original Dune, and it got panned really bad back in the day. I don't know if this one's going to be any good or not. The next one's coming out. We shall see.
Thank you, Brent McKinney.
Hey, Brent, thanks. That's nice. We appreciate that so much, Brent. We really, really do. A couple of bucks here and there just to keep the lights on, and it goes to the lights. It really does. It keeps us rolling. And
yeah, if you guys knew what Oz has done for me in the last few weeks for tech, I mean, it's amazing, and I can't thank him enough. And once my machine is up and running and my systems, it'll so be worth it. Yeah, so everything that you guys give, so much, it helps Oz help me. So and our other showrunners. And I just want to give a shout out to Amber and just say our hearts are with you. And she'll be back Friday.
Yeah, she had a rough day today. So
she did have a rough day. So we have fun stepping up. That's what we do at Uphill. Yeah. So we're glad that you guys can tune in, whether it's Amber or Chanda on Friday night. So you will get Amber next week.
And what are we going to get tomorrow night?
Tomorrow we got Beauty and the Boomer, and I've been saving up some good stuff, like my fan mail from Miss Nancy Pelosi.
Oh my God, fan mail from Pelosi! You must be ecstatic. Are you like jumping for joy?
I was. And we were laughing our asses off when we actually pulled it out of the mailbox.
Oh my God! Yeah, well, anyway. All right, so Beauty and the Boomer tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Pacific time. 7. We'll be looking.
And we'll do the 4th installment of the Bernie Sand Wars.
Bernie Sand Wars, yeah, we got the movie again, and I haven't put anything in the content. I haven't even looked at it yet. I'm gonna have to get busy tomorrow, so I was laying around.
I was working on this one today, so I'll work on that one tomorrow.
Yeah, I gotta do some work. You can't do all the work all the time. I gotta step up and do something. So
you do a lot of work.
Anyway, so
we got a great closing song tonight. I love her voice, and this is a cover of Gnarls Barkley's "Crazy."
Crazy. Is it a Patty Page or Patsy Cline one?
No,
Crazy?
It's not the Patsy Cline, but I do love the Patsy Cline.
I do too. And this is covered by Angela Ricci. Is that her name?
Yep.
I've heard her stuff before. She's quite good, I think. So anyway, bye everybody. Have a great night.
See ya.
I remember when I lost my mind. There was something so special special about that place. Even your emotions had an echo in so much space. Ooh. And when you're out there without care, yeah, I was out of touch. But it wasn't because I didn't know enough. I just knew too much. Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? Possibly. I hope that you are having the time of your life. But think twice. That's my only advice. Come on now, who do you think you are? Ha ha ha, bless your soul. You really think you're in control? Well, I think you're crazy. I think you're crazy. I think you're crazy. Just like me. My heroes had the heart to lose their life on a limb. And all I remember is thinking, I wanna be like them. Ever since I was little, it looked like fun. And it's no coincidence that I've come. I can die when